Thank you, Bronson. If he phones here, I'll speak with him.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Miss Merrill.
Good morning.
Any calls?
Benevolent Society.
Tell them no. I have no money for organized charities.
Jason Reed called several times. He's worried about that note.
It's due when?
Tomorrow. He hopes for friendship's sake.
Tell him I'm sorry.
But
Business, Jan. Purely business. Now, where did I leave off yesterday?
my last address before this August
Oh,
party.
yes, I remember. As I explained at that time, the text inscribed on the Rosetta Stone consisted of 14 lines of hieroglyphics, 32 of demotic, and 54 lines... It's a lovely necklace you're wearing, Jan. I hadn't noticed it before.
Hadn't you?
It suits your type.
I forgot to tell you that Muriel Preston phoned you.
Oh. Oh, yes?
She's returning Monday.
54 lines of... no. The Coptic was the first of the writings accurately translated. They compared favorably...
They leave if you toss them a dime, you know.
Watson. Send him away. Practically impossible. I'm sorry, Deanne, these nuisances. They compared favorably with the Greek inscriptions discovered earlier on the island of Philae. In this work, he was aided by one of the ablest archaeologists of the 19th. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I had no idea it was so late.
It's quite all right. Will that be all?
Oh, yes. One, two, three. Amazing how rapidly time goes when you're engrossed in such an interesting subject, isn't it?
Isn't it?
And yet there are people who find the subject of Egyptian hieroglyphics a bore.
Really?
Really? Oh, allow me.
Thank you.
Oh, Diane, I've been meaning to ask you about your father.
Well, he hasn't been feeling very well lately.
I'm afraid he took his trouble too much to heart.
Naturally.
Well, look here. Why wouldn't it be a good idea to give him a few days' rest in the Berkshires?
You mean...
Both of you take the weekend in the Berkshires. You'd enjoy it up there, I'm sure. We can do a few hours' work here on Monday and spend the next 3 days going over coffee at Elm View. What you say?
It would do him a world of good. Thank you.
Not at all. Good night, Jan.
Good night. Of course, I realize I have nothing but my suspicions to go on, but I know I'm right, Mr. Crenshaw.
Well, if you are, Miss Merrill, Mr. McPhail here is the best man I know to help you prove it. Right, McPhail?
Right.
Mr. McPhail has confidence in himself.
Why not? I deliver the goods, don't I? Trust me, lady. I never miss, and I never forget.
I'll assign him to your case, Miss Merrill, and if Arthur Drake defrauded your father, Mr. McPhail will dig up the evidence.
Thank you.
You see that yellow stuff in them squares there?
Mm-hmm.
That's butter.
What's butter?
You put it on bread.
What's bread?
It's something you put in your mouth.
Who puts it in whose mouth?
Don't you remember? You used to use it.
Oh, yeah. Seems to me I do have a dim recollection. You chew it, don't you?
There's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give my right eye for a steak.
Mm-hmm.
War, Manchuria, Chinese troops in action.
Hey, wait a minute.
War in Manchuria, Chinese troops in action.
Thanks.
Hey, special extra here. War in Manchuria.
$20 a day for flying an old crate over the lines and getting shot at by somebody who couldn't hit the ground with their hat.
Meat on the table if you get back from the front of line.
Meat and drink. And butter.
Yeah, them square yellow things.
Why don't you park your pride in the alley and go and see your brother?
I'd almost rather go out and hold somebody up than ask my brother for a cent.
Oh, don't be a sap. He's your twin, ain't he?
Well, what's that got to do with it?
Well, it seems to me a twin ought to go for twice as much what an ordinary brother'd go for.
Haven't even seen the guy in over 12 years.
Well, then it's the saint. You got him either way.
How do you figure?
Well, if he's glad to see you, a few dollars won't make any difference. If you don't like the color of your hair, well, he ought to pay you something on account for having stayed away that long. What?
I'll go see him.
Now you're talking.
Here goes the prodigal.
I'll be waiting here, fella, for half of the fatted calf.
Mr. Roberts.
Good guess, Bronson. Is my brother in?
I'll see, sir.
You know that his daughter works here. She handles my mail and Oh, yes. Yes, well, thank you very much. Yes, goodbye. What's the matter, Bronson?
Your brother, sir.
What? He's here?
At the door, sir.
Tell him I don't want to see him. And why not? So much more convincing to hear it from you directly, Arthur. Brother, how are you? You don't seem very glad to see me. Broke, I suppose. Flat. How much? Couldn't I tell you a little something about myself? My pal and I just got in from China, and we, How much? Yeah, I heard you the first time. If I had $50 and... $50? Is this just the beginning? The same sweet brother. Two, three. That trick heart of yours still a nuisance? Don't disappoint yourself by the hope that you benefit if it fails me. Every cent I've got will go to the Society for Egyptian Research. Doesn't seem possible that two people so physically alike as you and I could be so utterly different in every other respect. Fortunate for the family that it was possible. I don't believe Father could have endured the burden of two sons with your characteristics. Look, Arthur, didn't he what? You know, ease up on me a little toward the finish?
No.
Funny. After I was transferred from the Lafayette Escadrille, I had an awfully decent letter from him.
A certain pride, perhaps, in the fact that one of his sons was in service?
Didn't he leave me anything?
The will is a matter of record. You may read it if you wish.
Well, I didn't mean that. I know he left everything to you, but I thought maybe he said something or...
I'm sorry.
So am I. I was mighty fond of the old boy.
You had a peculiar way of showing it.
Here. Oh, say. Now get out.
What?
You asked for $50. I've given you 1,000. That's the last cent you'll ever get from me.
Just like that, eh? You give me $1,000 of your own volition. Oh, no. Not you.
There's something wrong about this whole affair, Arthur. And I'm going to find out what. Now you'll get nothing. You're a little late, Arthur. I've got the satisfaction of knowing that I was right. Get out of here. You hear me? Get out of here. I don't know whether I will or not. Oh, yes, you will. It's my turn to give orders now, and you'll do as I tell you. As I tell you. All my life I've waited for this chance. I used to dream that you'd come to me sometime begging for help. You, so proud of your football and your tennis and all the rest of the things your sound body gave you the chance to do. I used to dream it while I sat indoors with this weak heart of mine, hating you. Yes, hating you. And I had a right to hate you. Why should you have health and strength and freedom while I... What?
I'm sorry, Arthur.
Two, three.
I'm going to attend to everything, Arthur. I want you to go to your room and stay there until I give you further orders. You're a sick man.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Bronson. Please.
Heart attack. Poor fellow.
Why Buddy should have to die and that brother of his live.
Now, don't get started on that subject.
Started.
Well, why do you work for him, child? If he's
I'm
so...
going to find out the truth. He cheated you.
Now, nobody's cheated me out of anything. I've got the swellest job in the world just being your dad.
You old darling.
Now, listen, honey, this is getting to be an obsession with you. If Arthur did double-cross me with this fellow Bothwell, whoever he is, why does he hire you?
To cover up. Smart crooks always work that way. But someday he'll slip up. And when he does...
I'm going to have a talk with this guy, Drake, and you're not going to stop me.
That'll do, Bronson.
But, sir,
What you want?
He told me you looked alike, but
What are you talking about?
I was a friend of your brother.
Oh, that's all right, Bronson.
yes, sir.
Well,
I want to know how Buddy died.
a heart attack.
Say, listen, you. I've been in too many tight spots with that boy to swallow that yarn. There wasn't anything the matter with his heart.
No? Then what killed him?
That's what I'm here to find out.
Just a moment, Mr.
Keeney's the name.
Mr. Keeney. Be reasonable about this. You say there was nothing wrong with my brother's heart.
That's what I said, and I know what I'm talking about.
But how can you be sure of such a thing? He had led a wild and dissolute life.
That'll be all of that. Start talking dirt about my pal, and I'll tear your ears off.
Oh, now, Mr. Meany.
Keeney's the name. Buddy was my pal, and he was white all the way through. I know he didn't like you, and you didn't like him. But he was a swell guy.
A swell guy.
You heard me. They don't make 'em better.
I don't know what you're driving at.
You will. He came over here to put the bee on you for a piece of change, and I waited for him. I waited most of the night. Then I went back to the room. The next thing, I read in the paper he's dead. Died of heart attack. Well, I know that's a lie, and you're going to tell me the truth, or I'm
You
going to...
will what? And the square yellow things, that's butter. Puts it on bread. Bread's something that you eat.
Say,
Why, you bleary-eyed old cloudbuster. Going around telling the world you're a friend of mine. You don't even recognize me when you see me.
what Buddy? Well, what's the gag?
Tell you all about it in a minute. First, give me a cigarette, will you? I'm dying for a smoke.
Sure. Yeah. You mean the other guy kicked off and you...
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's a dangerous game, pal.
You're telling me. Listen, Stan. I'm going to stick, and I'm not going to get caught either. We'll see to that.
We is... We?
That's right.
Ah, don't be a sap. Grab yourself a chunk of change and blow.
Not a chance. Half of everything you see here should be mine by rights.
Ain't they the kind of rights they put you in jail for?
How can they put me in jail? I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead, but you're walking around yet. And anything that walks, they can lock up.
Yeah, and if I run, every cent will go to those bottle-nosed Egyptologists.
Oh, gee, that's a shame.
The things that belong to my family, well, this was my home, Stan, and it's still my home.
Is that the way you feel about it?
Exactly.
I'm with you, kid, but I'm scared.
I've been through the worst of it. The family doctor, the servants, you yourself, you sap. It's a cinch. Hello. Yes, this is Arthur Drake speaking. What's that?
You know what's that? When do we get that check? You know what for?
Oh, yeah, surely. Who is this talking?
This is Clark speaking.
Oh, Mr. Clark. You're going to what? He hung up.
Who?
Mr. Clark.
Who's Mr. Clark?
The fellow I was talking to.
Oh, him.
Wants a check.
What for?
I don't know what for. Or how much or where to send it. Said if it doesn't get in tomorrow morning's mail, I'll know what to expect.
Yeah? Well, what do you expect?
I expect I'm going to get into a jam.
Yeah, I've been through the worst of it. The doctor, the family servants, oh, it's a cinch. Say, listen, buddy, it's getting hot around the edges, and you're sitting in the middle. You better jump while the jumping's good.
Maybe you're right.
You're telling me. Well, you poor sap, even if they don't find you out. What are you going to do with that? You can't even sign your brother's name. Oh, you could, but it keeps one confined, so...
Yeah, I hadn't thought of it. Well, that leaves us right back where we started.
Nobody ever had a house this big without having some loose change hanging around somewhere. A few bucks and we'll be back in that man-sized war. Come on, stop standing there talking to yourself.
There's nothing there. I've looked.
Yeah?
Morning, Boston.
Morning, Miss Merrill.
How is Mr. Drake this morning?
He, seems all right, Miss Merrill, but
But what?
I'm worried.
Why? What's happened?
Nothing's happened, Miss Merrill, but ever since his brother's death, he...
Oh, I suppose a shock and all.
Perhaps that's it, but he hasn't seemed like himself.
Well, that's an improvement.
Here it is.
How much?
Imagine looking all over the place for this, and here it is, right in plain view. I'm always glad to be of assistance to anyone who is a friend of my poor brother. There you are, sir. $500. I hope that will help you out.
I hope it will.
When you get fixed up, I want you to come back and see me. I'm anxious to hear more about my poor brother.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll come back.
I'd like to have you as my guest for a time. And, oh, by the way, if things don't go well with you, let me know. I might put you in the way of getting something.
Yeah, you might put me in the way of getting plenty.
Yes, well, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Good luck.
Good morning.
Good morning. The man you just saw here, that same man, was a friend of my brother.
I wish you'd introduced me.
Oh, stupid of me. Oh, I suppose the shock and all.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I read about it in the papers while I was in the Berkshires.
Oh, yes. Yes, the Berkshires. Mm-hmm. It's nice up there, isn't it?
It rained most of the time.
Oh. Did it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that's the trouble with the Berkshires. It always rains. Just rain, rain, rain.
Oh, I didn't mind.
No.
Shall we begin where we left off?
Well, we did. Oh, yes, well, we did. Yes, I think that's best. Don't you?
It's customary.
Just, where did we, leave off?
A copy of the decree in Demotic and in Coptic set up in each of the temples. In this work, he was aided by one of the ablest archaeologists of the 19th
century. Copy of the decree. Demotic in the temples. In the temples. Suppose we take this up later.
Oh, but we can't, Mr. Drake. We only have 3 days left to finish the book and go over the copy.
Oh, yes, yes, of course, the book. Now, let's see. Demotic. I suppose you think I'm pretty dumb this morning.
I'm not paid to think about that.
You, ever give the subject any thought on your own time?
You You're unusually human this morning.
Am I?
Oh, I might be mistaken.
Oh, you're not. Really, you're not. You know, I've been thinking.
Yes?
Yeah, honest, I've been thinking. I've decided that I'm attacking the subject from the wrong angle. Now, why wouldn't an imaginative work, based on the probable lives, loves, and hates of the common people of that time, be more readable?
Do you think the society would be interested in anything of that sort?
I think I'm not so much interested in what the society thinks as I thought I was.
Miracles do happen.
Of course they do. They happen all the time. As a matter of fact, they're so common we don't recognize them as miracles. Each morning the sun rises. Do we exclaim with amazement at this old, ever-new miracle of light returning to dispel darkness? We do not. We groan, we peek at the clock out of one eye, and we say, oh, golly, look what time it is. I'm going to be late again. Don't we?
But you're never late.
Aren't I?
You're the most irritatingly punctual person I've ever known in my life.
I'm going to be late.
For what?
Anything, everything. From now on, I'm going to be known as the late Mr. Drake.
Well, I don't know what's happened to you. But it's certainly for the best.
The shock of my brother's death has done much to me.
Your medicine, Mr. Drake.
What? Oh, yes, medicine. 1, 2, 3. Beastly stuff. Now look, suppose instead of taking down what I say, you just listen while I ramble a while.
I have been.
Are you listening?
While you ramble.
Well, let's ramble some more. I'll just sort of give you a rough outline of my new idea for the book, and you tell me what you think of it.
You mean what I really think of it?
Yes.
Go on.
Well, now, let's see.
Oh, you can skip that part. I know it by heart.
I don't seem to be able to start without that as a preface, do I?
You don't seem to.
Well, now, let's see.
Oh, you're hopeless.
Oh, no, I'm not. No, I was, but I'm not now. I'm just full of hope. Well, now...
Let's see.
Oh, thank you. We'll tell the story about an Egyptian girl who worked for Cleopatra. She was one of her maids. Then there was a young fellow who lived just across the street from her. So after Mark Antony went back to Rome, and Cleopatra went, or wherever she went after the ass did his stuff, the boy discovered that his royal employer had made a will and left him the barge. So what did he do?
I can't imagine.
He married the girl.
The maid?
Oh, there. You went and guessed it after all.
Oh, I just took a chance.
You and me both.
The car is waiting, sir.
Car? Oh, let it wait.
Oh, no, we can't. I had no idea it was so late. We've got to go.
I didn't quite get what you said.
I said I think we ought to be starting.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think so.
It was what you wanted, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, of course. Everything's ready, I suppose, Bronson.
Oh, yes, sir. The boat has been waiting since 2 o'clock.
A boat. You know, there's something that's always worried me.
Yes, what?
Just how'd you spell your last name?
With 2 R's.
Isn't that a grand old skyline?
I thought you never noticed it.
Why not?
You're generally reading on the way to Elmview.
Elmview? Oh, we're going to Elmview.
Why, of course. Where did you think we were going?
I'm so happy I don't really care where we go.
Are you getting off at Elmview too, Miss Merrill?
Yes, thank you.
I was always crazy about your old place.
Need you rub it in.
What?
Isn't it bad enough for us to have lost our home without your unnecessarily reminding me of it?
I beg your pardon, Miss Meadow. I didn't say that to hurt you. Really, I didn't.
Well, that's all right. You needn't be so formal, even if you are apologizing.
Sorry. Yeah? See that landing over there? Remember the time you stole my brother's Shetland pony? He caught you with it down near the Geary Cove Road?
How did you know that?
My brother must have told me about it.
Oh, but Buddy promised he'd never tell anybody.
No, I know what it was. Yes. I was across the road gathering walnuts. And I saw my brother when he caught you.
I didn't think Buddy would tell if he promised not to.
He couldn't have been all bad.
Bad? There wasn't a drop of bad blood in his veins.
You know, that's just what I've always thought.
Shall I come tomorrow at 9?
Why aren't you,
Father's waiting for me at the hotel.
bring your father over? Both of you stay here. Why not? There's plenty of room.
Thank you, I think not.
Well, why? I'd love to see your father.
Oh, why pretend with me? I'll see you at 9.
Good evening, Mr.
Snowball. Why are you standing there? What is it you want?
You just called me Snowball, sir?
Did I?
Didn't you, sir?
Yes. That's what I always call you, isn't it?
No, sir. Only Mr. Buddy called me that. Mr. Buddy?
Snowball.
It can't be. It ain't. You're supposed to be dead.
No. Wait now, Snowball, wait.
If you is come back from the other world, Mr. Buddy, I was your mammy, and I love you.
Oh, Snowball, you old darling, I didn't die. It wasn't true. Am I alive?
Mr. Buddy, where you been?
Never mind that, Snowball. I'm back. And I'm Mr. Arthur from now on.
Oh.
Snowball, I need your help. I have to be Arthur until... Snowball, will you help me? Only you and I know that I'm Mr. Buddy. Nobody else must ever know. There's nothing wrong, Snowball, believe me.
Mr. Buddy couldn't do nothing wrong.
Oh, you're swell. Are you happy to see me?
I couldn't cry if I wasn't.
Tell me, Snowball. Were you there when my father died?
Yes, Mr. Buddy.
Did he, talk about me?
About nothing else but you.
Tell me.
He laid there and said over and over, why don't that boy come? Don't he know that I'm proud of him? He sure thought you was wonderful. Once he said to me, Snowball, he said, I love. Yes, sir, I'll attend to that. Yes, sir, right away, sir.
My father said that...
Darling!
Huh?
Why, Arthur, what's the matter?
Nothing's the matter, Heinz.
Surprised to see me?
Oh, am I?
Glad, though.
aren't you?
Oh, yes, sure. Oh, naturally.
Aren't you going to kiss me?
Well, it looks that way.
Arthur,
What?
you act so strange.
Me? Strange? Oh,
What is it?
it's my heart.
Oh,
I'll get my medicine.
but it's upstairs.
Oh, yes, that medicine. Yeah, but I've got something else. An apple. I have to eat an apple. Isn't it silly?
Apple?
Am I married?
You mean is you?
I mean, my brother was he? No, he's exactly what you call married. She's Miss Muriel Preston, she is.
Does she live here?
No, sir, she don't exactly live here. She's one of them come as you pleases and go as you pleases kind.
When I want apples, I want apples. Now hurry up and get me one. Chelsea 39970.
Another dame? What does that make you? Oh. Get down there. On what?
On your hands and knees if you have to. I need help and I need it badly.
Okay, pal. I'm leaving now.
You feel better now?
Much.
First time I ever heard an apple was good for heart trouble.
Me too. I mean, I hadn't heard about it until the doctor told me.
I saw Charlie last night.
Oh, did you? How is he?
Oh, you know, just about the same.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't change much, does he?
Edna was in, too.
Well. Good old Edna.
Well, I thought you didn't like her.
Oh, no, of course I don't like her, but, well, you know,
She's much nicer since her husband died.
Yes, that helped.
And also, I looked up that guy Bothwell that wrote the letter you showed me. But there don't seem to be nothing there I can get my hands on.
You mean you don't suspect Arthur Drake?
Certainly I suspect him. Suspecting people is my business, lady.
No. What I mean is, you think we can find proof that he robbed us?
Well, we ain't found it yet, have we? No. Oh, all right. What I say is that if we ain't found it yet, then we still got a chance of finding it.
Right.
Huh?
Now, Dad, I'm handling this.
Yes, and let me tell you, you're walking yourself right into a lot of trouble.
No trouble when I'm on the job, Mr. Merrill. I never miss. Soon as I get the lowdown lady, I'll give you a buzz. I never miss, and I never forget.
Hey, your hat. Detective. Let me tell you, young lady, this is positively silly.
You call being robbed silly?
You think Arthur would invite me to his house if he'd robbed me of anything?
Oh, Dad, we've gone all over this.
Yes, and we're going over it again. I'm going to accept his invitation.
But, Dad...
Dad, nothing. I'm sick and tired of this nosy poke business.
How about a little lift?
Well, certainly, sir.
Sure beats walking. My name's Keeney.
Oh, yes, Mr. Keeney. Glad to know you, sir. Clark is my name. You are going far?
Place down here called Elmview.
Elmview. Well, what a coincidence.
What?
I, too, am on my way to Elmview.
Oh. What did you say your name was?
Clark.
Clark. Oh, yes. Clark, eh? Do you know anybody down at Elmview?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm very well acquainted with Arthur Drake down there.
Tough guy to get along with, don't you think?
Well, yes and no, I should say.
I've had some rather bitter controversies with Mr. Drake.
Oh, you have you?
Oh, yes, indeed. Some bitter controversies.
Miss Diane Merrow and her father, sir. Diane? What? Excuse me, please. Hello, Diane. I'm awfully glad you could come.
It was Dad who telephoned.
Oh,
Will you excuse me, please, now?
yes, surely.
Thank you.
Well, sir, Mr. Merrow, it's nice to see you again.
Well, I'm awfully glad to see you, Arthur.
You haven't changed a bit.
Change?
Well, I mean, since,
Oh, well, now, don't try to be tactful, Arthur. It's not at all necessary. You mean since I've lost my money?
Yes, that's what I meant.
All in a lifetime, Arthur. I'm sorry you lost money, too.
I lost it? Oh, well, what's money, eh?
Right. That's what I've always said. Well, I'll be right down. I've got lots to talk over with you about the business.
Good. Yes, we should talk about our business. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
So that's why you were nervous, eh?
Nervous? But I don't understand.
I thought you told me Dion never stayed at Elmview.
She doesn't.
Oh, just coming to call this evening?
Oh, she came down to spend the night, but her father came with her.
That old fool.
Oh, now look here, you can't talk that way about Mr. Merrow.
You're going to tell me how to talk, eh? Say, you've got a nerve. Suppose I get sore and squawk.
Suppose you get sore and what?
Give the whole thing away.
The whole thing? What do you mean about you and me?
Yes, and what goes with it.
Yes, what goes with it. That would be bad.
Plenty bad. For you.
Where are you going?
I'm going back to town, and when I get there, I'll give you something to worry about.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Listen.
All right, I'll listen. What have you got to say?
Oh, don't be mad.
Why shouldn't I be mad?
Well, now, why should you?
You know why. Good and plenty.
No.
Don't you now me.
I'm not now-nowing anybody. I'm only trying to...
Trying to what?
Oh, don't let's fight.
Oh, I don't want to fight. I beg your pardon.
Oh, it's quite all right.
I just wanted to type some notes in the study.
By all means, go right ahead, Miss Merrow.
Thank you.
Cat.
Say, who are you calling? Oh, you mean she? Oh, yeah. Oh, don't get jealous, darling.
Jealous? As if I had to.
No, of course you don't have to.
Good evening, Miss Preston. It's a lovely old place you have here, Arthur. Great atmosphere. Always a sense of peace and harmony.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say always, Mr. Merrow.
Well, nearly always.
Yes, I'll give you nearly always.
You know, I've got a few questions I want to ask you about our business.
You want to ask me? Oh! I'm afraid I gave her the wrong notes. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm sorry, but...
Sorry for what?
Well, you know,
I only know what I'm paid to know. Now, Mr. Drake, about these notes...
Diana, listen, there's something I've got to tell you. That woman doesn't mean anything to me. She never did.
Mr. Drake.
Diana, I've got to tell you this even if I get shot for it. I don't...
Don't you Muriel me, trying to pass me up for that Mara girl, huh? Well, you won't get away with it.
Now, listen.
If there's any more talk between us, you'll do the listening.
In you go, sucker.
What's this?
Mr. Drake, I demand to know the meaning of this outrage.
Show the gab. Here. This is Clark.
Who?
Clark. You know, the guy that cracked down on you over the telephone.
Mr. Drake,
Oh, so you're Clark, eh?
Of course I'm Clark. You know that as well as I do. This fellow took me unaware.
Cut it out. Now, let me tell you something. I'm getting sick of being threatened over the telephone. Do you understand? Whenever I owe anybody money, I'm perfectly willing to pay, but I want to know what it's for. I don't know whether you know it or not, Mr. Clark, but men have been sent to jail for less than what you've done.
Mr. Drake, I don't know what you're talking about. I never threatened you over the telephone in my life. I disagreed, yes, but I never...
Professor Clark!
Miss Merrill, do something. Call the police. Help me. This man attacked me in my car. He brought me here. And Mr. Drake seems to be in league with the fellow. Why, I'm getting positively frightened.
Wait a minute, just a minute. What were you coming down to see me about this evening?
About the book, of course.
Book?
Of course. I told you last week Professor Clark was coming down tonight to go over the last chapter. It's outrageous.
Professor Clark, I'm awfully sorry. But you see...
I see plenty, Mr. Drake. And let me tell you this. You can get somebody else to publish your book. I'm through.
Oh, now, Professor, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What are you laughing at? Don't you care about the book?
No.
Arthur!
From now on, I'm different. I'm going to live my life my own way. And all my life, I wanted to throw a scare into a man who looked like Clark.
But... Oh.
Hey, what the...
He took me unawares. I never should have given him back his glasses.
Say, he's giving me the runaround. And you know what that means.
Now, wait a minute, Muriel. You bear down hard on him for one big chunk of dough. And... Sure, then we can beat it out of here.
Right. I'll put the squeeze on and see what I get.
Oh, but you know, it really might have serious consequences for you, Arthur. He'll never publish his book now. You know he won't.
Oh, book. What's a book? That's right. Nobody ever reads them.
I want to talk to you.
You want to see me?
Now.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, no. That old oil don't go with me. You gotta pay. And pay big.
We better get out of here.
Oh, no, Dad. You made me come here. I'm going to stay till I find out something.
No, but $50,000. I haven't got any.
No, you haven't got a dime on you. I know that much about you. But you got oodles in the bank. Money that don't belong to you. I'll get your John Henry down on that check and make it snappy.
All right. It's a bargain. I'll pay. Oh, wait. Let's see. I've only got $24,000 on deposit.
Well, that'll do now. You can send the rest to my apartment tomorrow. If it ain't there by 11, well, you know.
Don't I just? Let's see, what's that apartment number again?
Say, you trying to kid me? 141 East 25th Street, of course.
Oh, yes, here it is. 141 East 25th Street. 141 East 25th Street.
Well?
Oh, pardon me. I was just thinking.
Thanks. Give my regards to your lady friend.
Yeah, thank you. East 25th Street.
Say, that colored woman of yours certainly knows.
Stan, that woman.
What woman?
That one. Look at her. Take a good look at her. See, that one. She's the woman.
Say, what are you talking about?
I don't know. I do know. I gave her a check for $24,000 and I signed it.
You signed it?
Yes.
Oh, I told you.
Yeah, I know. And if I get found out, I'm sunk. Stan, you've got to get that check.
Yeah, but even if I do get it back and she finds it out, why, she'll come back for another.
But that'll be some other time, and time is what I need. In the meantime, I may be able to find out what it's all about.
Okay.
Hurry up.
Hey,
What?
where am I going?
The address. Wait a minute,
Yeah.
I got it right here in the book.
Sure.
Wait a minute. 141 East 25th Street.
141, give it to me.
Yeah.
Boy, it's a cinch.
Hurry
But
up,
if she
will
turns out to be another professor.
Yeah, go on.
Hey!
Oh.
Money, money, money. I can't do anything without money. Oh, day boy.
I know. Snowball! Snowball!
Listen, Clark. He kicked through without a yelp. The minute I put the B on him, I knew I had him. Huh? You do what? Well, come over and show me how to spend it. All right, baby. Put your roller skates on.
Sorry, lady. Auto wreck. He's pretty badly hurt.
But
We gotta lay him out someplace until we can call a doctor. If you don't mind, we'll take him in here.
I do mind.
Easy on his head there, Joe. You bet.
Oh.
It's all right, miss. We let him down easy.
Well, maybe I better get him a glass of water.
Good work, boys. Thanks a lot.
Okay, pal. Anytime you want anything done.
Sure.
Anything, see?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
You feel better now?
Where am I?
You're all right now. There was an automobile accident. 2 men brought you in here.
Oh, yes, I know. They went for the doctor. Oh, it was awful. I was coming down the street when all of a sudden there was a terrific crash. My poor little daughter went flying through the windshield, and my wife screamed out in terror. I couldn't do a thing. The wheel had me pinned to my seat. I struggled and struggled and struggled. What was I to do? My poor wife begging for help. My little daughter screaming with pain. I calling upon all my strength. My wife, my daughter, what am I doing here? I'm coming, darling. Your papa's coming.
Oh! Hey! Stop that man! Please! Stop!
Hello, Muriel. What's your hurry?
That man, he just robbed me.
Don't rush yourself, girlie. Me and you's got big things to talk about.
Hey, you thick-headed flatfoot. Who do you think you are?
MacPhail is the name. Where's Clark?
Clark?
You heard me.
Oh, Clark. He's out of town.
Say, that's the best news I've heard in a long time.
You ain't heard nothing yet.
Yeah.
Oh, come in, Dad.
You ready?
All but my dress.
Me, oh my, but aren't we pretty this evening, eh?
Are we?
I haven't seen you looking like this since...
Since when?
Since you turned Sherlock Holmes.
You know, Dad, I think I was wrong about Arthur.
Ah, well, that's something. Of course you were wrong about him. I told you that at the beginning. Your detective hasn't found out anything, has he?
No. It isn't that, though, but...
Huh? Why?
Oh, I don't know.
You like him?
Who wants to know?
I want the whole lowdown on Arthur Drake.
I've told you once. I'll go all over it again. And what I'm telling you is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Hello? Miss Merrill? It's MacPhail speaking. Say, listen, is Arthur Drake there? Good. Keep him there till we get down.
You found out anything?
I'll say we have. Got enough on him to send him up for life.
Dad.
Got a friend of his here, too. Yeah, he's a phony penman. They got him and the girl. They're kicking through now. Have it all out of them in a few minutes.
Look at that moon.
I see it.
It's a good old world, isn't it?
It's a mess.
Diane. Diane. What's the matter?
I know all about it.
You mean about me?
Yes.
You win, Diane. I've been foolish, perhaps, but I haven't done any real harm.
Any real harm? You've only cheated my father out of everything in the world.
Cheated your father?
Oh, what's the use of pretending, Arthur? We both know about it.
Oh, Arthur. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean that business with your father?
Of course, that's what I mean. Well, perhaps you'll stop that silly laughter when I tell you the police are on the way down here to arrest you.
Well, I'm here.
Oh, Arthur, I want you to go. You've still got a chance. There's time.
You want me to run away?
Yes.
Why?
Well, I don't want you to go to jail.
Yeah. Why do you want me to go?
Because oh, Arthur, you've got to go.
Yeah. Dee. I'm not Arthur Drake.
You're not.
I'm not Arthur Drake. I can prove it. I don't blame you for looking at me like that.
Now if I had the wings of an angel, over these prison walls I would fly. And I'd fly to the arms of my poor darling, and there I'd be willing to die.
Won't they be surprised when they get down here and find you, Aunt Arthur?
Yeah, they'll be surprised.
Buddy, they won't.
Oh, yes, they will. I'll have to prove that I'm not Arthur, or they'll arrest me for the deal he gave your father. Then when they find out that I'm Buddy, they'll put on an extra pair of handcuffs and take me along after all.
But why? You haven't done
I've
anything.
been masquerading as another man. I've taken over the home that was legally his. Not so good, Dee.
Oh, Buddy, you can't just stay here.
Too late to do anything now, Dee. I should have known this would be the end of it. I guess I thought I'd find a hidden will or some such nonsense. Now the police are on their way. Time for expecting a miracle is past.
But, Buddy...
No use, Dee. I can only stay and take it.
I stuck my head up over the top of the shell when ping! Right through the top of my tin hat. So I ducked back again.
That reminds me, when I was in the trenches at El Caney,
El Caney? What battle was that?
That was a Spanish-American war. And as I'm telling you, when I was in the trenches at
that war. Huh. Let's see, what was I telling you?
About your tin hat.
Oh, yeah, about the tin hat. So I ducked back again, see? And what do you think I hear?
Zzz, bing! A German 77 on a hill across the way had spotted me, and they were shooting at me through direct sight. Zzz, bowie! 10 yards from me. And then another one. Zzz, bluey! And... What's that?
It's the mice. That reminds me. When I was in the trenches at El Caney,
Father, you've got to do something. This isn't Arthur.
What are you talking about?
It's Buddy, Father. Buddy Drake. Arthur was the one who died.
If you are Buddy, you can't stay. They've got you either way.
No, but it doesn't seem right to run away from a thing we...
Please.
They're talking sense, buddy. You gotta get out of here.
Now, we're your friends and we want you to go. Besides, if you're ever going to make me unhappy, you've got to go, Buddy. You've got to go.
For my sake.
Could you love a man who deliberately ran away from trouble
Of course I could.
They're coming into the yard. Come on, you
Buddy.
stubborn mule. Go now, I'll be an outlaw. I can never come back.
That's all right. I'll go with you and neither one of us will come back. Now when it comes...
This is insane.
Buddy, please, you must.
Hey, wait a minute there. I'm just in time, eh?
Who do you want?
You.
Oh, please, there's been a mistake.
I'll say there's been a mistake, and that's the guy that made it. I got enough on him to send him up for the next 10 years. Bring him in, Eddie.
Come on.
Well, how the wife and kid is.
Shut up, you. Your pal here, the phony penman, was a little tough to handle. But after the doll got through yapping, we figured we just about had you hog-tied and ready to be shipped. Take him away, Eddie. Go on, you. Now, if you got anything to say for yourself...
Now, just a minute. I'm the only one who has been injured if there has been any irregularities. And if I refuse to prosecute...
This is out of your hands, Mr. Merrill. The law's the law, and I'm here to see that it's carried out. Arthur Drake, I arrest you for... Hey, who did... What's the idea? Who did... Hey! Well, what do you know about that? Eddie, stick there!
Say, McVeigh!
Hey!
McVeigh, I want to speak to you.
Hurry upstairs. Where's going?
Harbor Police? Sims of the DA's office. Get out your boats and grab a speedboat that's headed for the outer harbor. 2 guys in a day. Yeah. Forgery.
He just got clerk to forge a will for him, that's all he done.
Forge a will? What do you mean?
Sure, signed the old man's name to it, so he'd leave all the property to Arthur. Half the estate should have gone to the other brother.
What?
The one that kicked off.
So you're not going to take me to jail after all?
Can't put a man in jail for taking what belongs to him.
And you're quite satisfied that I'm Buddy?
Right. When Annie McPhail does something, it's done. I took care of everything, and it's in the bag. I never miss. I never forget.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh.
Where's your hat?
You didn't have any hat. Hmm? Now, where, Miss Mello, did we leave off?
Oh. Well, Mr. Drake, when Mark Antony went back to Rome, and Cleopatra went wherever she went...
after the ass did his stuff.
The boy discovered that his royal employer had made a will and left him the barge.
Yeah, the boat.
Oh.
The boat. So what did he do?
He married the girl.
Oh, there. Now, you went and guessed it after all.